evening and thanks for keeping us company on the headlines with Kejang Henry Atembe.
The White House, U.S. Senator Marco Rubio is tipped to become the next U.S. Secretary of State. Meantime, Amazonian activists have welcomed the news as Rubio was one of the few senators in the Congress to show genuine concern for the people of southern Cameroon. Hinged on 11 slight-prone zones, residents in some of the neighborhoods in Douala are holding their breath as homes are perched on the edge of an impending slide. And the indomitable Lions of Cameroon have pulled a goalless draw with Namibia in their last but one qualifier game. Game was void of any stakes. The 6:50 news comes up in...
Workers with the Cameroon Development Corporation, the CDC, have threatened to suspend all activities across all plantations unless their working conditions are improved upon. The outstanding salaries will be paid. Ines Ondo-Ambala reports.
The all-deserted CDC plantation took to the streets to express their disgruntlement.
Today, 12, live from Mondani Estate.
These CDC workers say enough is enough. They are denouncing the poor working condition plus the non-payments of their arrears. Disgruntled CDC workers say if nothing is being done in the days ahead, work will be suspended indefinitely in all CDC plantations. The general manager of CDC convened a meeting with head of trades union to discuss and seek long-lasting solution to this strike action. Franklin Goninje announced that in the days ahead, these workers will receive their arrears. Work have resumed. Disgruntled CDC workers, noting that since 2016, CDC has been paying a huge price of the devastating consequences of the socio-political unrest in the English-speaking part of Cameroon.
And as President, one man, Senator Macron, concerned for the plight of English.
Rubio is emerging as a key figure with the potential to shift the balance in Cameroon's Anglophone crisis. Tipped to become the next U.S. Secretary of State, Rubio has shown strong support for Ambazonia, the self-declared state seeking independence in Cameroon's English-speaking northwest and southwest regions. Thibaut Nagy, former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State, says he believes Rubio's appointment will be a boost for Ambazonian separatists who have long struggled for international recognition. He adds that meantime Ambazonian activists have welcomed the news, urging for the united front and hoping that the U.S. will be their ally both now and in the future. With Trump's return to power, Rubio could become a powerful advocate for the Ambazonian cause, possibly changing the course of the ongoing struggle. But as tension rises, the question remains, will Rubio be the ally Ambazonians have been waiting for?
Now let's take you over to the capital. Senior Deputy Speaker Hilarion Etong earlier today saw the submission of 10 bills before the lawmakers. Notably, one bill aims to regulate traditional medicine in Cameroon in bids to boost its role in the country's public healthcare system. Others touch on personal data protection, as well as a convention to combat international terrorism. And now we stay in Yaoundé, where of their valuables has been dismantled. High threats of victims. His report.
They have dealt harassment and robbery of passengers in taxis, especially at night in the capital city. Their record of victims is alarming.
When we try to have a rate of their action according to 100 victims.
New member to keep their criminal activities going smoothly.
The group died. Criminal to replace the one who died.
But they made their Waterloo in one of their numerous operations, cracked down by the elements of the Central Police Station No. 1 with the help of motorbike riders.
The activity of our anti-criminal attack in their own taxi
While they remain behind bars to answer for their crimes, police authorities call on the population for more collaboration to fish out more of such criminals.
Now let's return to Douala and precisely at the Makepe neighborhood where residents say they are living in constant fear as the community is demanding.
Crossing from one side of the bridge to the other is a daunting task in Makepe, Douala 5. Movement on the main road has been halted due to the ongoing construction, which aims to connect this part of the subdivision to the rest of the economic city.
Quand on passe sur le plus légèrement possible, et puis voilà, éviter de tomber et basculer.
The situation poses significant dangers, particularly for school children and the entire population.
Même accompagner les enfants à l'école au matin, ce n'est pas facile. Parce que tu ne parviens pas à circuler. La dernière fois même, l'enfant, en traversant même avec l'enfant au niveau du pont, l'enfant est même tombé.
Meanwhile, some individuals are exploiting the chaos by charging 50 francs CFA per motorcycles to cross.
L'autre côté, on remarque que tu as payé avant de te laisser passer.
Residents are calling on the government to accelerate construction efforts to alleviate their concerns and ensure safer passage for all. As the population awaits government attention to prevent further accidents and create a secure environment, they continue to risk crossing this bridge.
And just a stone's throw away from Makepe at the Lokbesu neighborhood in the Douala 5 area, residents missed by local authorities. They say little or no.
This ever-expanding ravine urges closer to homes. It is situated in the Lokpom Sheferi neighborhood in the Douala 5 subdivision. Residents say the ravine began as a small gutter but has steadily widened, transforming their once stable environment into a dangerous, eroding landscape.
That gutter didn't exist when I arrived here 20 years ago. Where it's located now was once a road that vehicles used regularly. We couldn't have imagined it would someday turn into a ravine. Government officials visit from time to time, but no concrete action has been taken.
Officials always come here to assess the situation, but nothing meaningful has ever been done. We have filled the ravine with sawdust, but it hasn't made any difference. It just keeps collapsing. Now, it's extending towards the houses, putting them at risk.
Local authorities have marked the area as high risk, but many residents remain unable to relocate. As the ravine continues to encroach, residents watch anxiously, fearing not to be potential victims of a disaster just like that which happened in the Dogbon neighborhood, still in the Douala 5 subdivision last year. The collapsed building claimed several lives. To this day, the site remains abandoned and invaded with overgrown bush, with victims' families awaiting government's action.
Nothing has changed. Families still mourn their loved ones has been. As neighbors, we only see how the area has been invaded by overgrown grass.
I remember actually respond. A few days later, some officials came and demolished rooms close to the disaster site.
Across Douala, many communities on their own, local visits have been frequent, but residents say decisive intervention to prevent further tragedy is lacking.
And as Christmas and New Year fast approach, chicken prices across Cameroon have been surging sharply, leaving period. Cynthia Latte has been keeping the tabs, and here's her story.
Giselle leaves and considering certain alternatives. Meanwhile, some housewives have simply stopped consuming chicken, classifying the meat as food for the privileged. Across the market in Douala, vendors report that prices have increased by at least 500 francs, leaving them with little or no profit. Right now, the broilers we used to sell at 3,000 francs are now sold at 3,500 francs. Concerns are rising regarding the impact of these skyrocketing prices as vendors apprehend the December festive period, which is usually characterized by high demand for chicken. We are making losses. It is hard in the market, and I'm scared of the impacts come December. We may find ourselves in a war against chicken shortage. It's expensive, 100 francs. They are hoping for an urgent solution.
Our studios are Yupwe in Douala. Now, on our economy page, Cameroon's economic powerhouse, Douala, is witnessing an expansion. Operational challenges and environmental concerns are not taken into account. The situation may lose the momentum it currently has. Here's Gladys Ambon Dibang once again.
Douala, 30.4% of the national total. These units span various sectors, including agriculture, construction, sanitation, and waste treatment. The city's growing industrial landscape is not only boosting its economic appeal, but also attracting a skilled workforce and stimulating related sectors.
Des carrières de granulats pour la construction.
Where factories stand, jobs flourish, innovation thrives, and the entire city grows.
At the third edition of the Douala Economic Forum, the president of the Industries Trade Union emphasized the essential role industries play in Cameroon's development. However, he highlighted the significant operational challenges businesses face daily.
Elles aspirent à un environnement propice à l'investissement.
We aim to create an investment-friendly environment with a transparent, stable regulatory framework and fair competition even on a global scale. However, the logistics sector continues to face significant challenge. Enhanced coordination of operations and cost reductions.
Industrial leaders are also sounding the alarm on the environmental impact of rapid industrial expansion. As Douala continues to grow, concerns over resource management and sustainability have come to the fore. Many in the sector are calling for closer collaboration with the city's management to mitigate these impacts and strike a balance between development and preserving natural resources.
Meantime, our regional forum aimed at advancing knowledge on agro. In prelude to the summit, organizers have been briefing the press on the details of the inaugural Agroecology Regional Forum for Congo Basin countries. Amongst others, it will feature an exhibition of organic products, projections of documentaries, panel discussions, and keynote presentations. Kizito Sone, member of the organizing committee, now shares insights with reporter Beatrice Ngamo.
First is to create awareness and also exchange within them on the transition to agroecological food system, the build resilience on climate change. So for all stakeholders, to support stakeholders, especially political decision makers, on policies so they can take action on transiting to how our food system can change with respect to agroecology, better health, and stronger food systems.
And about third draw against the brave warriors of Namibia earlier this afternoon in Johannesburg, South Africa, in their day 5 of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Despite dominating possession, Cameroon struggled to convert chances with captain Vincent Abubakar and the attack line unable to break through the Namibian defense setup. Nonetheless, the result leaves Cameroon on top of Group G with 11 points, while Namibia, already out of contention, remains stuck on 1 point. Cameroon will play their final qualifier on November 19 in Yaoundé, though they have secured their spot. Rather, up next, Janice Kamga in the debrief takes a deep dive into Cameroon's disaster management strategies. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.